Okay, here we are. Those astute among you may recognise that I'm using a different microphone. The reason I'm using a different microphone is because this is voiceover. I fucked up the recording, so I'm having to do the voiceover in post. So we'll see how this goes, huh? So the last video, and I've recorded a bunch of videos since the last video, so this is going to be really confusing to me. So we've come back here, we sort of made it through sort of Aldia's all the way back, we spent our souls, so we are now, we did a bunch of stuff in the Aldia's run as well, like there was a room on the left that we went into, and a bunch of stuff. Nothing particularly fascinating, if I'm honest. We found a hammer, malformed shell, I think it's called. I normally wouldn't remember that at all. Genius. It seems pretty cool. It looks cool, that's for sure. So yeah, just showing that off. And I think we're just trying to load up with our stuff now for the fight with the dragon. We're feeling, if I recall, a little bit nervous about this fight. I think the sense is that we're going to die, but maybe only die once. I think that was the sense we were going in with. I think there is, I remembered that there was a move that this dragon did that had to be avoided, and luckily it occurred to me really early on. It was this one, and as soon as he flies up like that, you should run to the edges of the arena. So that works. Here we are, just figuring him out, and out with all the dragons, right here. This dragon, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same as the one at Hyde's Tower of Flame. So once you get underneath him, the only thing is, as long as you stay like in between his legs, the only thing he's got for you is stomps. The stomps don't hurt a lot. You can get you sort of stun locked in stomps if he's really lucky, but it's quite hard for him to do. So it turns out this fight is fucking easy, like really easy. You wouldn't think that if you were actually hearing me doing the voiceover for this episode. At the time I was sort of screaming as he was flying up, running to the edge of the arena, making a fool of myself. That's a really nice arena in this, but does it remind anyone else of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? I'm not sure if that's a bad thing, but it does lower the tone, I think. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is not the most kind of gritty of Mad Max movies. I think it was the sort of like long-haired glam rock version of Mad Max. Had Tina Turner in it. I should say something. She's not particularly well known for her serious and sort of groundbreaking, dramatic film roles. So yeah, it wasn't amazing. There we are. We beat the dragon, Guardian Dragon. I keep getting mixed up. I think is the dragon at the top of the tower. At the end of all this, called the Old Guardian Dragon, and these guys are like the Guardian Dragon. We stop here for a moment, like a moment of karma, of zen. Just like, reaching deep into ourselves, looking at the giant skinny penis, reflecting on all that we've done. Lots of giant skinny penises. I suppose it's better than the swamp of penises down at the bottom of what's it, that place of Dark Souls? the hollow. Ash Lake. That was a lake of massive penises. So here we're going up. It's a good thing we've got this narration. How would anybody know? But I assure you we're going up. I haven't bought a drink with me to do this voiceover. That's a fucking disaster. So I was so disappointed when it's basically this episode and the next episode I fucked up. But look, it's all good learning for when I actually do a playthrough that somebody might want to watch. Unlike this one. I've been pretty down on this playthrough the whole way through because it was never really meant to be. And because it's been relatively shit. In ways that aren't surprising. We're just noticing that the
bearer of the curse.
So it's kind of at this point that I'm starting to realise and remember that the heralds that we've been interacting with at Majula, I forget how she refers to them later on, but it's something like an avatar, you know, something like a copy or an illusion, you know. She uses a very specific word that I can't remember, which it's a word that sort of has tones of kind of, I don't know, someone working on your behalf rather than just a copy of you, like a simulacrum of you. It's like a copy that is also a sort of like a, not a ward because that's someone you look after. What do you think? But yeah, so that whole concept was quite cool. That the one herald, like there is one herald, and she's in one spot towards the end of the game, and she's just always been there, and that you haven't been speaking to her the whole time. That concept was kind of interesting to me. So yeah, here we are at Dragon Aerie. Dragon Aerie is obviously the kind of, I don't know, title area. It's the most spectacular. Obviously they fucking put a shit ton of effort into this area. It's supposed to be, I imagine, like a really big payoff. And it fucking is. I mean, it's really beautiful. I mean, up until this point it was easily the most sort of like kind of just plainly attractive and beautiful looking area in the Dark Souls game. I mean, I realised that it's going to be nobody's favourite area, probably even nobody's favourite looking area. But I mean, just objectively, it is just, there is more money, I think, thrown at this area than any other area that I've seen up to this point. And a point that I make in the voiceover that you're not going to hear is that as I was playing through Dragon Aerie, I forgot, like, it's a good area. Like you'll see, we'll go down this zip line that basically, like right at the start, you're forced to go on the zip line, stupid fucking zip lines, and it takes you right to the end of the game before we see that the crushed eye stirs. So we go searching for the crushed eye in our inventory. No, it's near the cracked eye somewhere. This is the main part of like the Dark Souls challenge, is just filling up your inventory with crap and then finding your items as quickly as possible. It is the real gamer's challenge within Dark Souls. So we know at this point that the crushed eye will invade a naughty person's world. So I forget what we're going to do over here. Spend our souls. Spend our souls. See, we know what we're doing. We played Dark Souls games before. You don't fight unknown quantities with a shit ton of souls on you. What sort of idiot would do such a thing? Loading up on adaptability. So I probably shouldn't say this, but at this point, as I'm doing this voiceover, there's this episode, another episode, and I think 1 or 2 more episodes after that, and I have actually finished the game at this point. I've beaten Chandra at lunch today, it's probably a well-known strat from the Chandra. She's the end boss for anybody who doesn't know. But you should watch that last episode and how I beat her. I wasn't expecting to do it the way that I did. But it was a real surprise to me that I got away with it. Oh god, I had the recording start and start it up again. This particular episode is absolutely rife with trouble. Anyway, we've spent our souls, so let's go fuck this bitch up. We've never really had faith in her. Excuse the pun. I forget what her whole story is. There is obviously a story as to why she's bad. Trust me. Just trust me. Killing her is entirely justified, even if I can't remember the reason why. So we go. Yeah, here she is. Curses. Possibly not. I mean, the reason I could finish you off was that the reason she wasn't finishing me off because of guilt. It's quite a nice character trait. I mean, so yeah, I can remember. Okay, so the problem with this fight is the bitch keeps healing. She's a piece of piss. Man, she heals all the time. Which isn't surprising. She's a cleric, so. I think at this point I've got a poison fight. She was quite easy to poison, which was handy, but like she could just heal right through it all. So I think in the end we end up spamming her loads to try to kill her. Just to give her no respect basically, just keep whacking her as much as you can. Spamming is the only thing that, yeah, I think we just back her up here and just keep her. It's the healing kind of made this part we could have just used some anti-healing item. I'm sure there is one. I know it's got the Lloyd's talisman in usually, but I don't think there are in this one. But I think there is one. But obviously I was in the so just back her up here, just keep going at her. And she did. So we end up getting all her stuff, a miracle, a good chime for casting miracles, and the Rotunda Lockstone, which will enable us to move this room without needing her. All of that is completely useless to us. So the only thing we succeeded in there is achieving glory. So I hope you're satisfied with the sense of glory we got there. And we got some souls, you know, can't complain. We go back and forth here. I think I sort of chat away as though I'm actually trying to sort of like figure something sensible out, but actually I just couldn't find the exit with the stairs out. So I'm stupid. We check our inventory for a thing. Here we go, look. Ah yeah, we're checking out her shit. Increases number of casts. If we were a cleric, that would be the shit. I've just started a new playthrough of Dark Souls 3. Some might say that it would have been more sensible for me to have recorded my playthrough of Dark Souls 3, and those people would have been correct. But the simple fact was, I hadn't played Dark Souls 2 in a very long time, and I was excited to play it. So I did. and I liked it. It was well worth doing. Every now and again we pop in to see the cat because
You find a great creature
it seems
far
odd to us
east.
that
A colossal
that we don't seem to be
strength
having
matching
any
size.
real interaction with the cat of any
Something playing a part,
substance.
at
But
least.
I know that's because she's essentially a
Open
Covenant NPC. You know, she's our sort of Covenant market. Oh, there is Lloyd's talismans. Look, she sells them. Interesting. There you go. There's something that I've learned that I'll never use being that I finish the game again.
You need armor?
I don't mind doing this voice, sort of post-hoc voiceover, to be honest. But I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a little bit disjointed. And I've listened to the mic up here because I'm recording now on my PC
you
rather
sure?
than my PlayStation, and the mic is fucking 10 times worse than the mic on my PlayStation. I haven't said. Do you know what? I've talked about my mic so many times during this playthrough because it sounds bad. I've never actually said that it's just the mic on the PS5 Pulse headset, and I need a headset mic because I'm just playing on a couch, right? And you know, having a proper mic, which I'm willing to get, but just standing there just seems dumb. Well, like it won't work. It won't work. So I've looked into like headsets and good mics and in headsets, and God, do you know what? It's actually a little bit tricky. Like the search results I get aren't. It's not obvious basically what I should get. And so I've got a few other headsets like that I have saved from my PC and an old set that I have, and some of them are like quite expensive, you know, and like yeah, this headset's decent, but shit, the mic sounds 10 times worse than not 10 times worse, but considerably worse than the Pulse mic, which isn't even like the Pulse mic isn't even like a protruding mic. It's like built into the earpiece. This is, you know, I've got an arm reaching around to my face here, but there's terrible echo on it and stuff. So I think I need to do, if I'm going to do like a proper full playthrough of like a blind playthrough that I want to do properly and I actually want to make it watchable, I think I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about doing some audio mixing and figuring out what hardware I can use, because I still want to do it on my PlayStation. Like I have no interest in doing capture on my PC. Quite frankly, it's because like, you know, I do it in the evening once my kids gone to bed. I'm chilling on the couch and I want to make some videos whilst I'm there. You know, like I don't want to have to go up to my office and, you know, feel like I'm still at work. So hence why. So at the moment we're a bit confused. We haven't quite figured out that to our right here is the kind of posts that sit to our right. You can't see them here. They have the zip line on them, so we can get across that way. Actually, I think it might be to the left actually, slightly above us. We realise we can go across here. We think this is normal NAB, but he is petrified, and we do not have a branch of yore. Essentially, this ends up being a shortcut for the most part. So it's a shortcut you can access early. I don't think that's the zip line. I think you have to go back. See that next down there. So yeah, we're still confused here, wandering around, sort of babbling to ourselves as we wander about, utterly confused as to what's going on. All the way back here, oh, there must be something. But no, nothing. Well, it's these stupid zip lines in this game. Like, there's something weird about the zip lines. I think I mentioned it the first zip line we found, that it reminded me of the slide down into the boss, side of the Islip, like an animation that had been added into the game like last minute. It's like, oh shit, how do we get this bit done? It's like, oh look, just chucking a slide, and it's like a single frame, like a static animation basically, sliding down, and this is similar to me. There we go. And then just looks shit. Also, I think the visual. I think you can still. Yeah, you can still hear me. Shit, my computer nearly shut down. What was I going to say? Shit. Yeah, like the visual design of the zipline itself does not give it away that it's a thing. Like, I remember the first time I found one in this playthrough, like, it was a surprise to me. I sort of walked past it and I thought, oh, I'll press X here, and then it jumps up, and it's like, I would have never looked at that thing and thought, oh, this is a thing I can interact with. But there's another one here actually. I'm not sure if I realise, but I can see it here because I'm not paying attention to the fight, but there's a zip line right there, look. And I don't think I realised. But I'm real close to it. Grab. No, I don't think I realised. I may have realised then, but I'll come back later, but I don't think I ever do. Oh man, it's making me want to go back. But that's one of the good things about Dark Souls 2 that's better than all the others, is when you actually finish the game, it puts you right back in the game in the same instance that you're in. It doesn't start New Game Plus immediately, you can start that whenever you like. So you can go back here and explore the world and stuff. That's really, really nice in some ways. But we'll save that at the end. So here we are. We're continuing on our adventure, and at this point we're a little bit nervous about fighting dragons because we want to make it through the level. So we realise there are several particles. We don't quite realise at this point that the farty explosions directly are causing degradation to our equipment, and we have seen them on a couple of occasions that all of our rings, all of our armour is going to break. Spoiler. Hydrox don't want to be used. I haven't done much infusing. There's so much so much infusing you can do. You get so many items for it. I think we made our side raw, so de-infused it basically in many ways. And is that all we did? I think it's kind of. We may have infused the bio. I'm not sure, but I think it's pretty much it. Got very excited about infusing our halberd with poison, but eventually we just found the poison katana and that problem was solved. So yeah, it's at this point I'm sort of realising that this is a cool area as I'm wandering around. It's just, aesthetically it's really awesome, obviously, you know, but just actually the area itself, like with these dragons just parked up here and there. There's lots of, these bugs. Well, I fucking can't remember, crystal lizards. There's lots of them around, so that always adds a bit of fun. This one mage up here, he's not powerful or anything, but he's the only one here that I know. We don't realise at this point, I think as I'm playing through here, I'm thinking, right, you can choose to attack the dragons or not. That's what I'm thinking. And if you choose to attack them, then you fight them. That's where my head's at. I don't quite realise at this point, or at least I haven't acknowledged in my brain, so I've obviously played the game before and I know it, that if you hit the dragon eggs near the dragons will become enraged and they will want to kill you. I do realise that at some point. I wonder wonder if anybody sort of like when they watches like me play Dark Souls in this playthrough, whether they get frustrated that I'm not spending the souls that drop. You know, they're just the consumable souls that drop, like Soul of the Great Warrior that I've just picked up. I know I've explained in previous videos that I tend not to just spend them. I tend to wait until like, you know, I've run out of souls and I need like a top up in order to buy a certain upgrade or something, you know, and it's those moments that I make sure that I have those souls for. So I never am like a merchant thinking, oh, I can't afford this. Like that never happens. Or at least, you know, I can never say I absolutely can afford that. I might say that I would save up on my spending the souls that I already have. But playing it that way does mean that you end up with a load in the pocket, and by the end of the game, like I have a bunch that are unspent, you know, so I'm obviously missing out on levels in that sense, but you know, I never feel like I'm sort of under leveled, so that's a problem for me. It might be quite frustrating just to see it. So we're going down. I haven't fought any of the dragons yet. I think I ended up killing most of them off camera because of reasons which you'll soon find out. It's actually quite horrible watching this video whilst I'm doing the voiceover because it's playing sort of like, because I'm just doing the voiceover for it, it's playing at like I don't know, 5 frames a second or something, and it's making me feel queasy just watching it. Okay, so across the bridge we go. I think we take the ultra cautious, slow method for dealing with some of these farty boys up here. We decide to be very cautious about. And what I struggle to approve of right now. God, it's boring watching Dark Souls 2 with no sound and no voiceover. How you do it? Right, here we go. Beware of left, that guy's a dickhead. There they are. And instead of just pushing on and not worrying too much, I decide that I'm going to snipe them. There we go, look, that's never going to hit, was it? Problem is, as soon as you got a shot, let's see. Which kind of should have told me at this point, like, this is just pointless. Why are you doing this? You're not safe. Like, as soon as they're coming. But no. We persevere. We like to see them. Safe. Very safe. Onward! What are you doing, citizen? Get on with it. So I'm a bit worried about the bridges here. I get a bit annoyed here because I'm sort of like, I'm trying. Look, here we go. Look, you can shoot this dude. Take him out early. But it's just, I wouldn't be surprised if it hit the rope on the bridge that we're on, but it doesn't. You can't get it through the ropes on the other bridge, which is dumb. Very, very dumb. Right, here we go. New platform, new dragon. Realise that holes. Stay away from holes. Realise there's a way down. But we've got more stuff to do, so we'll stay up here for the moment. Let's be up. Party men are around. Yeah, at this point I'm kind of thinking, don't we already have a dragon tooth? Whoa, so my Chloranthy ring is at risk there, right? And I sort of remember this part. Yeah, there it is, broken. I didn't see that message when it broke. I was just distracted by something that, yeah, I don't realise at this point. I don't think that it's. Oh no, I do. There we go. Maybe it's just for a moment. I don't realise. Yeah, that all my shit's busted. Getting upset about it. So I think we just swap out our gear for the time being, rather than go back, because we've come so far. Just want to try and open up a shortcut or something and make sure that we can run back relatively easily. That's the plan. Yeah, just deciding on what rings now to replace our stuff with. Obviously we've lost our fireballs. I like the fact that we ran fireballs all game, just with the Southern Ritual Band. I mean, I've used those rings before to get spellcasts out, but I've never used them the whole game without actually generating any spellcasts naturally through stats. You know, like that was kind of novel to me, just being able to run fireballs all game without any magic stats at all. That was cool. And you know, whilst there are a lot of rings, there are 4 ring slots, and to be honest, the rings just aren't that powerful. At least there aren't that many powerful rings, so it wasn't that hard just to rock that the whole game. I'm gonna check upstairs. God. Check everywhere, or at least everywhere that's obvious. This is where I want the dragon, but I didn't realise. As soon as I hit the egg, I realised what I've done. I'm slightly worried here because I haven't quite acknowledged that this is just the same easy dragon that we fought before. At first, I think actually that I can get away with just spamming him with arrows here, but I think we can actually get him out here. There we go. We know we've got to leave. Which is a good thing really, because spamming him with arrows isn't the right idea. Like, it's so easy to take out with melee from up and down here. There's no point in doing it any other way. This is really bad now if I die. I don't think I've died to any of these dragons, so I don't think yeah, lock off obviously. Lock on to this. Nonsense. It'll do you bad. Leg to leg. Just keep moving even if he's trying to stomp you or not. Just move to the other leg in case he starts to stomp. Or even spread. Dead. This is the point I realised that they give you good shit, so it's not just like, oh, you get some good souls for killing it, like you gave a unique item. I say unique, it's unique in the sense that it was a +2, you know, that we've got a flame quartz ring, maybe a flame quartz +1, but that's the only +2 that I've seen in the game. So, downstairs, crystal lizard, run for it. What do we get? We miss, we're panicking now. Okay, that's good. Can we get it? No, we're crying at this point. Okay, Radiant Life Gem. We do end up using Radiant Life Gems for those who are wondering. Up until this point in the game, I'm not sure that we've used a single one, but we do end up using some. actually come in very handy at some point. Here we go, we figure this there, we see the petrified statue there, so we know that goes across the bridge, but we don't have the branch of Yor, so we figure, well, let's press on this way instead. I'm not sure if we ever open that shortcut. I don't think we do. Actually, I might be speaking too soon there. We're definitely not opening it now. I know we haven't got the branch of Yor one. Almost positive we don't. So onward with our journey through here. Across another bridge. Very exciting, more party men. Cool. And then we're invaded by the Feathers of Sharon, and we faced this opponent before. So we're feeling fine. I can't remember at this point. Maybe in the Huntsman's Cop or something. I can't remember where we faced there. But you know, I'm feeling alright about it. She's very good at evading. And yeah, she's pretty much kicking her ass at the moment. She's evading most of our attacks. She's doing a lot more damage than we are. So yeah, she's nice little back step in out of the way of my clone. And I'm sort of standing still in the hope that she'll initiate. All those skill moves, little stance. Yeah, we're a bit concerned right now. You know, we're failing to do significant damage to her. I don't know, she's looking pretty down. She's poisoned, but then she takes us the fuck out. So yeah, that was essentially how the episode came to a close. At this point, I know that I've gone all the way through the Dragon Aerie and then just got myself killed, and I'm going to have to do it again, and that has caused me some degree of upset. Thankfully though, as the recording is done away with, you can't hear me weeping and hollering, which is probably for the best. But anyway, I don't want my voiceover to go over the actual visual recording, so thanks for watching guys, and I'll catch you on the next episode, where there will be more post-production voiceover. How exciting. And yeah, it's probably a well-known easy mode strat for beating her, but I certainly didn't know it, and if